Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Dojang, aka the Dojo, aka the John the Ninja Studios, for another epic video. This particular video is going to be on a certain particular video game series that's special to my heart and super important to me. The Tony Hawk Pro Skater series. It has been announced they're doing another remake, second remake of the first two games, and I figured I would talk to you guys about my experience not only playing the games but also as a skateboarder myself, having been blessed and fortunate enough to actually start skating in college and nailing one or two tricks on the way. So first things first, we got to start it to where it all began. We're talking maybe 2001, 2002. My cousin Crystal and Jessica are graduating college. We're at a party. Me, my cousin Dre, and my cousin Nico. We're chilling. We're just kids. I'm still in elementary school. And Dre goes, "Yo, John, you know, Brent has a brand new Dreamcast. You want to go play it afterwards at Ani's?" I'm like, "What the hell's a Dreamcast?" I knew PlayStation and I knew N64. Had no idea what a Dreamcast was. So we go, we play. And then all of a sudden, the party's over. It's like, "Hey, Mom, can I go to Ani's?" She's like, "Sure." So me, Dre, and Nico get in Ani's car. We evade the police, and then we get to her house. So basically, I was in the front seat. I had no seatbelt. The guys in the back had no seatbelt, and we were driving. And all of a sudden, Ani's like, "You guys need to calm down, sit down. We're just kids. We're having fun." All of a sudden, woo! So we're like, "Oh, shit." She's like, "See what I told you? Now sit down." So we sat down, put the seatbelts on. My aunt evaded the cops. Yes. She went and evaded the cops. We were off the boulevard in Violent. She made a turn into a neighborhood, made a couple quick turns, turned off the car. Everybody sat and just waited. Cops passed by. We left. So, Annie's the fun aunt. So, we get to her house. We go into Brent's room. He's gone. And, we got a list of games. We got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. We got Shamu. We got House of Dead 3. We got Skies of Arcadia. All these games we can play. And we're like, okay, so what should we play first? And we're like, oh, I know. We're going to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. So first thing I see out of that, when I start paying attention, a eyeball just gets shanked by a huge harpoon. Instantaneously got my attention. And then I saw a spinning logo in this. And I was greeted by the beautiful sounds of Rage Against the Machine. Now, I'm not going to lie, I had no idea what he was saying. I thought he was saying lights out, turn on the radio. Turns out he was saying lights out, Guerrilla Radio. Whatever. Totally blown away by this game. We spent the first 3-4 hours playing this game, cussing up a storm, making all these really cool skate parks, playing the career mode, and there was just soundtrack goodness off this album. If you have not, I said album, that's how damn good this game is musically. I forgot it was just a video game. If you haven't played this game, just listen to the soundtrack. It's amazing. You have hip-hop, rock, you got Papa Roach, Blood Brothers, you got Rage Against the Machine, Guerrilla Radio. They should have had Bulls on Parade, too, for one of the levels. They also had Bad Religion U. They had, Public Enemy with Anthrax. Bring the Noise, and a whole lot of other good raps. Pin the Tail on the Donkey. Oh my god, so many great songs. But the thing was, it made skateboarding fun for me. I've never seen skateboarding prior to this, so when I finally played this game, I was like, well, damn, I kind of want to buy this. So, epic night of just playing video games with the guys, but that really left an impression on me. So when I finally got old enough, and I was like, you know what? I want a PlayStation 2. I had to buy it with my own money. Correction, I wanted an Xbox. Bought a PlayStation 2 instead. Another story. So, I went and bought it. And then first thing I had to buy for the PlayStation 1, boom, the same game. Now, they are a little different. If I had to pick between the two, of course, I'm going to go Dreamcast. The controls for the PlayStation 1 are a little easier. But everything else just rocks on the Dreamcast. But I'm happy to have these two games. It was well worth the price. Well worth beating them both. My favorite character on this one, Secret, was Spider-Man. The studio was developing a Spider-Man game. I slipped him in there. I used to love using a cheat code to get him. So I was like, you know what? Let me bring it back. Let me play the first one. So I had to get Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 for the 64. You know what? not as good as for the Dreamcast, only because there's less memory on this. Songs had to be cut, graphics, etc., blah, blah, blah. But still, both of these were pretty solid games. Even with the high expectations I had of 2, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, still a kick-ass game, and great replay value for the both of them. Even if you haven't ever touched the games, it's definitely good. So, flash forward, it's 2003, so I'm guessing I picked this up in 2004, 2005. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Again, another assortment of songs. One of my favorite songs by Rollins band, Henry Rollins, was What's the Matter, Man? It's a beautiful song, really fast-paced. And then there's, of course, another really big song to me was Redman, Let's Get Dirty. That's what got me into Redman and then made me just love him being from New Jersey and hip-hop. And I'm pretty sure Chaos One is on this and a couple of others. But the one song I really hated, which I find super ironic now, considering I have a great story with this band, the intro song for this band, Ace of Spades by Motorhead. I absolutely hated that song when I first got this. I didn't want to listen to it, and then when I got older and into metal, I was just like, oh, this song kicks ass. I remember recording it on my phone just so I could listen to it. Remember when you have hit flip phones and the only way you could save music is if you recorded the message? You were using the song recording as the message machine, so if somebody called you, you get a long song just so you could hear it on the ride back. Oh my gosh. So, again, another great game, but the game that really changed my life, that changed everything for me, was, almost dropped the damn thing, this game. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 with the TNT intro. When I tell you, it was the coolest shit seeing Tony Hawk jump a big gap on a vert, seeing Bob Burnquist doing a loop. I'm naming people you don't know. Bucky Lassick, all these really cool guys. Man, this game was just something special. It changed the format of the games too, so it was more open world, more free movement, but again, so many super songs on it that it just blows my mind how influential this game right here was to me, just musically. It got me into pretty much all the music I love today. It had Public Enemy on it. It had Run DMC on it. It had Iron Maiden, TNT. This game introduced me to AC/DC. I owe Tony Hawk a lot. Okay, this YouTube channel, oh my gosh, not just skateboarding, but my musical interests, and woo, we can go far for this one. So, super big on this game. Of course, I have the other games as well. Underground, where you become your own skater. You start in New Jersey, and you go and make yourself a pro. You go through the ins and outs, and man, it's just one of those things where it was a good idea and it really nailed. And then you finish it in New Jersey too. You meet a lot of legends. Then another one, Tony Hawk's Underground 2 World Destruction Tour. The one thing I like about this, when this was released, this was 2004. Let me see something. When did 4 drop? 4 dropped in 2002, so sorry. So this is 2004. So MTV and a lot of other TV stations, if there was a lot of money for it, they would allow them to put commercials or actually airtime for the game. Like Toonami used to do spots where it's like, oh, we'll rank this game or this or that. So MTV had a whole thing where they would do behind the scenes of them making the game and showing you some of the stuff that was going to happen in the game. And then Jimmy Eat World, Take My Pain Away was the theme song. So that would be the video at the end with, seeing some action from the game. But another solid game. Not as fun for some people. Some people didn't like the ridiculousness. I liked that it was kind of like Jackass. I didn't get to watch it that much when I was a kid, but I did enjoy it. And then the last one I bought before Tony Hawk went Renegade, and it just wasn't as good of a game as it used to be. American Wasteland. You're just a kid that goes to LA and tries to make something of himself, just like every other kid does. So the Tony Hawk's game's massively influenced. For skaters I really liked from that game, I gotta go Kareem Campbell, because he's just so smooth. If you ever watch any of his videos, Rodney Mullen, because he was just one hell of a skateboarder. All the things you can do in that video game, he's probably done. And my personal favorite, Mike Valley, he's also from New Jersey, but he does things that are so cool. Like, he'll step off the skateboard, he'll step on something, he'll kick something, and it just looks really, really great. There's a move in skateboarding called Caveman, is when you're riding and you pick up the board, and then you go into another trick, or you go start riding again. He's known for doing some really cool stuff with that. So my skateboarding journey actually started at Eastern University. I had a scooter on campus because one of my friends, Jesse Martinez, he had one. And he would scooter back and forth racer to campus. So I was like, okay, you know what? That's a good idea. I don't feel like walking. I woke up late for a final one day. It was my last final of freshman year. And I was like, oh, shoot. Because the teacher said, if you show up late, don't mind. Don't bother coming. I was like, oh, my God, I got to make it. So I wake up. I scooter as fast as I can. I think I'm probably 5 minutes late to class. And I come in, and everyone's laughing, and they look at me, and they just stop laughing at me. I was like, what the hell? And then she's like, gives me the paper. I take it. I'm like, all right, cool. Finish it. Spanish final's done. I go back to my room. I look in the mirror. I got a real nice scar on my forehead. I'm like, what the fuck? So that was from the night before. I wasn't drinking, but you know, we had cans. We were like playing the smashing on our head game. I actually clipped it right here. Wasn't drinking, wasn't high, just poor aim. So that kind of saved me a final. So I was like, okay, cool. So I was known as the scooter guy. And my friend Greg Cockhill and his roommate John, who was the chaplain at their dorm, they would used to skate at Eagle. They used to skate in the back of the actual, bloody hell, I forgot what you call a dorm. Anyway, so they invited me to come one time. I showed up. I was like, cool, what's up? And John was like, hey, you got a board? I was like, no. He's like, well, borrow mine. Went to the back of his trunk, took it out, and gave it to me. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, keep it. I was like, okay. So I started skateboarding. At first, I just wanted to get the feel of it. That was all. You know, just can I go left? Can I go right? If you stand like this and you're facing this way, you're regular. That means you're right. It feels comfortable. But if you're like this and you're riding, you're goofy. That means you're a lefty. So I tried to learn both. And I wasn't too good at learning to ollie. It took a long time. But I did enjoy it. We had a hill in the back, so I just would do the hill while they were doing tricks. Almost got hit a couple of times. But it was so cool to finally be like, hey, I'm actually skateboarding with the guys. Eastern is near the police department, and there is a skate park near the police department in Radnor. So Greg, after class, we were like, hey, man, you want to go skate? I'm like, hell yeah, so let's go. It's a preseason. You know, we're not running for cross country, so we would go. And he would drive us over, we'd learn, and I'd see a lot of cool skaters, a lot of cool BMX guys just doing tricks. I'm like, I'm never doing that without him at all. That is crazy. I dedicated myself when I was like, what, sophomore year, and yeah, before junior. So, oh my God, I can see it now. My freshman year and my sophomore year, we dedicated our off season to skateboarding. No questions asked, almost every day, even weekends. It was really cool. I remember the first time I went skateboarding at that park, I had a flip phone, and I was there, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to bust my ass today. I'm going to be okay. So, put everything on the side, put my phone in my pocket. I just rode. I didn't do any crazy tricks. I didn't try an ollie. I don't even think I fell once. I didn't fall once. And I was like, all right, cool. Hey, guys, are we going to be late for dinner? Because if you miss dinner, you're screwed. He's like, yeah, you know, check. So I go, like, all right. Damn. My flip phone detached from the base. So now I need a new phone. I'm like, I didn't do any cool tricks or nothing. Damn. So I finally got a cool smartphone after that. But I was just like, oh, that's so stupid. So moving on. You know, we used to go to some really cool places. There's a lot of skate parks near Eastern University. One I remember was my favorite. It's just a nice regular park in the city. Not even Philly. I've been to the one in Philly, the Tony Hawk one, and I've also been to other ones, but this one was just smooth, and I almost did an ollie there. I struggled to do an ollie. Like, just standing, couldn't do an ollie. Moving, couldn't do an ollie. I've actually nailed a variable before I got an ollie. I actually have done a variable, and I can do a variable. There's a rule in skateboarding where if you can't do it twice, you didn't do it. Now, there are some exceptions. If you're Tony Hawk and you do a 900 once, it's like, well, that's a pretty freaking hard trick. You know, we're going to call it a day. You did it. But for regular moves that are certified, if you do a dark slide, an ollie, a heel flip, you got to do it twice in order to get it to be certified. So I can do a variable. God's blessings. Couldn't do an ollie. That pissed me off. Something serious. So I would just do vert tricks. I would do like a rock and roll or just try and get to the top of the vert and then slide down or slide a little bit and go back down. So nothing too crazy with the guys. I do remember though, there was one hidden park near a soccer field. So you had the two soccer fields and you had to walk past the soccer fields. It was hidden in the trees, and this park was nothing but bowls. A bowl is it's basically a pool. Now back when skateboarding first started, it was just a bunch of kids trying to they were surfers basically trying to surf on land, and then they were having trouble with the wheels, and then all of a sudden polyurethane wheels came in and they could just ride easily on the ground. And then after a drought in California, they were like, hey, we can skate these pools, and then so on and so forth. And then there was vert, there was tricks and streets. That's a whole nother story for another time. But these bowls were built up, so you're ground level. They're not built in the ground, they're built up. So you had to climb the top of them, and then it's just beautifully, beautifully well done. I would learn how to just surf on land. It was great. I also remember being scared to hell because there was a very steep incline. I was like, oh, I could do that. And then as soon as I got on, I was like, oh my God, that's too much speed. And when you're in a situation like that, you got to commit. There's nothing you can do. If you bail, it's probably going to be worse than, if you try and do it and then bail. So I was like, I'm in for it. Whoosh! It had to have been a good 10 or 12 feet off the ground from where I was to down. And that's pretty freaking high, people. And I made it. I was like, thank God, I ain't doing that again. Not without a helmet, not without knee pads and nothing. So, we practiced. I had to go down to Liberty University. They have a great park there too. And it's a lot of vert. So I finally was able to rent the helmets, knee pads, all that stuff. And I just had my heart broken. It was a long, complicated situation with my ex. We broke up. We got back together. We broke up again. I was like, we're still friends, but I'll come visit you. And then saw some stuff I probably shouldn't have seen. And I was like, you know what? No hard feelings. At least I'm going to tell myself that. And, I was like, you know what? I want to get away. So Greg, who was so kind to take me down there, that's my buddy right there. We went to the skate park. He skated, I skated, and I learned how to drop in. Drop in's basically when you're at the top and you just go down to ride on a vert. And that took a little bit of time, but I got it. And I was like, yeah, I feel accomplished. And it was so nice to be able to hit the ground when I was messing up and have my protection. I even had wrist guards. I was like, I was hitting the ground like crazy, but I was like, hey, I'm safe. I'm going to go and do this again. So I got in for the right side. I tried the left side, but I was getting closer and closer, but I was hitting and bailing and not getting it. So I said, I'm going to do it 3 more times, and if I get it, I'm good, and if I don't, oh well. And I didn't get it, so I was like, okay, I got the win for the day, so we're good. We skated a bit, and we had a lot of good times, me and Greg, just going skating and trying stuff. And it was so cool to finally be a part of skate culture because my manuals got really good. I learned how to revert. I was doing a lot of stuff. I was like, wow, I never would have thought playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater, anything, I'd be able to at least do that. The one thing I couldn't do that I was trying for so long was a bloody ollie. So, anyway, I get to senior year. At this point, I've retired the scooter. I skateboard to class everywhere. I'm on a new hill called Doan. Doan is another, bloody hell, what do you call these dorms? I say it when I remember it. So I'm at Doan and it's on a hill. So I just skateboard down the hill and then I skate to class and then right back. There's a lot of hills at Eastern. So, I'm saving time. I'm showing up almost late every time, but I'm like, 5 more minutes of sleep, I'll skateboard there. Even if it's raining, I'm taking a risk. So it is the last week at Eastern. It's in May. I've already finished all my papers. It's probably like 2 days away from graduation. I'm bored. My roommate's asleep. I'm up at like 2 a.m. I'm like, you know what? I want to go skate. So I go around campus and I hit all the spots me and Greg actually skated. Every last one of them, just remembering, feeling good, just be out, listening to music. And I was like, you know what? Damn it. I'm gonna try and get my ollie tonight. I'm not going to sleep without it. So I go back to Eagle. I don't go behind Eagle. There's a parking lot in front of it where we used to do, sets. There's stairs there. So I was like, okay, here's the parking lot, here's the stairs. I want to ollie onto the concrete right here for the steps. So I try and try. It takes me an hour. And before I even get close, it takes me an hour. I'm just going through songs, on my phone. So I finally get close. I was like, I almost got it. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm not ending this night without it. So try it again. Cop it. Oh, it just fell off. finally get it. I was like, yes! Damn. I have to do it one more time. It doesn't mean shit if I don't do it again. So I was like, all right, so another couple of tries. I want to say another 30 minutes. You know, it's into the morning hours. It is dark outside. I got, you know, nice to have the lights, but I'm like, damn, it's late. I'm going to get this. I made it. I was like, yeah, yes. Now, mind you, it's like this high off the ground. It's not that impressive for people, but I busted my ass for like 4 years to get that trick. It's hard. Some people can pick it up really easy, and there are people like me, like, we have to work at it. I did 4 years just to get an ollie, but I got it. So, super excited, super happy about that. And that's a notch on my shoulder. I have my board in my car. My car is actually at the shop right now, so I can't show you guys. But this is, if I was out and about, this is my typical get up. I got my hat on as a fake helmet. I usually had a pick on me, you know, just left it there, made me feel cool. Have some kind of band shirt on. And what I like to do is I like to wear jeans and Jordans. I don't wear Vans for skateboarding. They suck to me. But I used to wear jeans all the time with some Jordans, just because when you fall, you don't want to mess up your knees or your legs or anything. Another trick, another friend of mine, Aaron, he would wear not only jeans, but he would wear shorts under his jeans to help with that. But man, again, I just felt so accomplished, so happy that I was able to do that, to be part of the culture. Even now, when I see a kid with a board, I'm like, hey man, what can you do? Everybody screams kickflip. I say something else. I'll be like, yo, do an impossible, or like impress me. Even though I can't do that. But just thinking about like the impact Tony Hawk had. Because when I skated, I tried to be like Mike Valley. That's what I wanted to do. But thinking of the impact Tony Hawk had on this whole generation of kids, just it's mind-boggling. And now it's going to happen again with the new game, which looks fantastic and has the original soundtracks. It's just the dude doing what he loves. And through that, he's inspired musicians, athletes, just game designers, all types of people. And it's really cool to think, like, if you find your niche, you find what you love or what you're good at, you can make a difference beyond your wildest dreams. So that's what I'm trying to do, trying to find my niche, you know, see if, you know, I'm going to be a lawyer, doctor, or more importantly, a radio DJ, TV host. I don't know, throw me out. But again, just do what you love. Find what you're good at, and then you never know, you can really change the world. So that's my spiel, the Tony Hawk games, and my experience as a skateboarder. Do you skateboard? What's the best trick you've ever nailed? And what's the craziest trick you almost nailed? I almost nailed ollie dark slide on a rail, which is crazy because it's at the same place near the police station. I was so pissed off that I couldn't get anything. I was like, screw it, I'm going for this, damn it. So I went for a dark slide. I picked up the board, I stepped, I flipped it, I went on the rail, I started to slide, I was like, I got this! And then the boards flew away, and I was like, oh, damn, crack. Oh, you know what? That's my second worst bail. My first bail, damn, this is painful. So we had a stack. Now, realistically, now we're talking, this is how high it was. It was just a long little stack, very flat on the top, and everybody was ollieing onto it and then dropping off. You know, just ollie's a jump, you get on, and then right off. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it today. So I kept on going. Kept on going. And I was like, damn it, why can't I get this? So Greg was like, try it again, man. I was like, I will. So I got a lot of speed. I jumped. I freaking almost had it. I got here. I was like, yeah, damn. I hit a bone. I don't know what it was, but I hit a bone somewhere, like next to my butt, bone in my leg, but I hit it like this, and I got up quick. I was trying to run away from it. I was like, yeah, oh, damn, all right, never mind. Woo! The pain, I know it was bone. That was straight nerve, straight on bone pain. I never felt anything like it. And I was like, and a little kid, the dad saw his daughter go, and he's like, yo, go get that for him. So she came up with my board, and I was like, thank you so much. I was like, whew, all right, let me try and walk this off. Tried walking it off. I tried skating again, and I got super dizzy. I was like, whoa, all right. You know what, Greg? I'm done for the John. I'm done for the day, guys. I can't see straight. I'm seeing blurry. So that was my absolute worst bail. So what was yours? Thank you for watching. As always, be smart, be mindful, and God bless you guys. I'll see you next time.